Hi everyone! So second video review for today is for Playing with Fire by Lesley Davis. I have just posted my Goodreads review, so if you want to go and check that out, if you are on Facebook or on my blog, there is a link in the post, and if you're on YouTube, there is a link in the description below. And this is the video review. So Playing with Fire by Lesley Davis. Now, Lesley Davis was at the Bold Strokes Books festival back in June, and she did some readings from Playing with Fire, and I was really interested in it, but I didn't have enough funds to keep buying paperbacks whilst I was there. So this one I got as an ARC from NetGalley, because when it came up I was really excited and I knew I wanted to check it out. From the snippet that Lesley read when we were in Nottingham for the Bold Strokes Books Festival, I was really intrigued by her characters, and she writes a bit of like sci-fi and stuff, so I was like, oh, I really want to see how this ties in with romance and how this all comes together. So that snippet that she read really sold the book for me, and this is why I say author readings are quite important, because you can learn a lot about a book from literally someone reading you a couple of paragraphs or a chapter or whatever. And I was really interested in this book, but when I picked it up I got so much more than I expected. It was so good. Like, I really wish I'd bought the paperback now, and I'm probably going to buy the paperback at some point, because this was amazing. The story is about Dante, who returns to her hometown. She's been away for a little while, and she sort of bumps into some old friends, and that lands her with a job and a place to stay, which is an absolute miracle for her. So it's like proper magic right from the beginning, which you will understand why that is so important when you read the book. But this restaurant that she gets this job is Takira's, and Takira is the one who takes a chance on Dante after their mutual friend recommends her and sort of persuades her that Dante is just who she's looking for to be her restaurant manager. So this kind of leads to an unexpected companionship between them, and you know, Takira's life isn't as straightforward as she hoped it would be. Her nephew comes to stay with her. He's only a little dot. Finn totally steals this book, so kids tend to steal books, but I mean, Finn is so cute and he really does steal this book. But when he comes to live with her, obviously she finds herself having to get used to and learn about a work-life balance, and for Dante it's completely new to her. She's not really been around kids, so again she's also got to work at that work, companionship, new friendship, possible relationship complications thing going on. So, and you know what, for anyone who really likes like friends to lovers, slow burn, foodie romance, and that whole butch femme age gap thing, this book has all of those tropes. It is like trope heaven. It is amazing. So first of all, I must say, okay, so you're going to notice I have this like nice new edition behind me on my wall. Like I said the other week, I'm moving my room around, and you can sort of see, some of you will know, those are Harley Quinn's legs on a lot of those. This book was a total geek dream, and there is actually like references to Marvel, DC, Disney, sci-fi stuff like Star Wars. Oh my god, I was in complete heaven as soon as I started reading the book. Yeah, complete heaven. The amount of references in here are amazing. So, you know, being, and I mean geek in a nice way, like seriously, being a Disney sci-fi big kid is totally awesome. I totally advocate it. Obviously, look, and I mean, look, it's all around me. And I just, so this, when I picked it up, literally that first chapter, and I'm reading, and then there's this Disney reference, and I'm just like, I was so happy. And then I kept reading the book, and there was all these like little Easter eggy bits, and I was just like, oh, I was so happy. And it was really good for the soul. Like, this book is awesome. It's like Disney itself in a nice way. It's like the Disney of Lesbic. Let's call it that. Yeah, I'm going to call it that. I'm going to go with that. Disney of Lesbic. And this book was literally like packed with tropes, all the best ones, and it just had everything from the magic references, the Disney, the Marvel, the DC, the superheroes, like everything, to cute moments inspired, you know, by making sure that we all believe in a little bit of magic. Not just us as the reader, obviously. There was some magic to be sort of discovered by Takira and Finn and everything. It was just, oh, it was so lovely. It really was like that happy ever after type of Disney thing. In fact, Disney should make this. It would be awesome. It was uplifting, and it just added a little something extra to the story, literally like the right ingredients in like someone's secret sauce. It was brilliant. I love the characters, like that whole Dante being butch and Takira being femme. I just loved that dynamic. The book also covered a lot about culture and society, and making sure to deliver important messages as well, about like important things in life, like being love, and you know, making your own family and believing in yourself. Just all those things that inspire you to believe in the make-believe and happy ever afters and happiness and happy endings. It was really happy, even though it had that moral sense in it. So it did cover, like I say, about culture and things, and it was really quite eye-opening in the way it dealt with the whole mummy situation, so the mama mummy thing, because it had kids in it, and therefore it was great in that respect of showing again diversity within families, and that I can't think of the right word, but you know what I mean, when you're out in public and people just look because it's not the norm and they don't understand it. So it was about building that acceptance and, you know, getting rid of all that I still can't think of the word, but you know what I mean. And so it was really strong on that as well, all those life lessons and messages, but such a strong story, sweet and endearing, about life, loss, love. You know, it just had a wonderful plot driven by those things, built the relationships and made for just a really cute story. Happiness isn't necessarily where you're looking for it, as Dante found out, and so did Takira. So it was lovely that they found that and learnt that lesson. It was really nice. So, you know, there really wasn't any reason not to love this book. I mean, it had Disney. Like, it had Disney, you guys. Disney. I was so happy. So, you know, and again, the characters were complex. So Takira and Dante, you know, they weren't without their past. They came with a lot of baggage, emotionally, and they've had difficult lives. Instant chemistry, you know, they worked really well together. And I loved as well, one thing I will say about this is the way Lesley has handled Dante having this insecurity, not only about her age in comparison to Takira, but how she looks, because it must be really difficult to be judged, and people do judge, we know they do, and you shouldn't, but they do, and it must be really awful to feel judged when you feel comfortable looking how you look, especially when there's a lot of reference to, because Dante is butch, obviously being misgendered, being not recognised as a woman. I mean, there was a lot in there for her to deal with, and obviously it made her quite sensitive, but her insecurities didn't always show through, but you got hints of them from time to time, especially from when you learn about the character's thoughts. So it was really realistic, because she wasn't your average butch, and she had a lot to deal with. She wasn't as they are typically portrayed. I mean, she loved Disney, and she loved sci-fi, and she was like a big kid, and she was great for Finn. Like, her relationship with Finn was fantastic. Like, that was enough to warm your heart. Totally was, like, the cutest thing ever. But yeah, it was Finn, you know, real show stealer. He brought them together in some ways, and I absolutely adored all the characters that made up this cast. It was just really nice and friendly and just lovely, and I adored it. So, you know, absolutely fantastic, and I really couldn't put the book down. Thoroughly enjoyed every second, and I know you will too. So I'll pop a link in the description so you can go and grab a copy. I know I'll be grabbing a copy in paperback and checking out the rest of this series because it looks absolutely amazing, and this book really sold it for me. If you've read Playing with Fire by Lesley Davis, please let me know what you thought of it. How was it for you? How was all the cool stuff? How was all the Disney and the sci-fi and the Marvel and the Star Wars and all the really cool stuff? Come and talk to me about it. If you haven't read it yet but it's on your to read list, or you're now interested in reading it, or you've totally got it on your to read list, again, please let us know, because it's always great to hear what you're interested in reading. And if you do grab a copy of it, I hope you love it as much as I did. It was absolutely brilliant. Bye.